This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
I'm Katie Rammel with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Governor Ducey signing into law a pair of bills restricting the rights of Arizona's transgender youth. SB 1165 would prevent trans student athletes from competing on girls' sports teams. And SB 1138 would prevent gender reassignment surgery from being performed on anyone under 18. It requires all Arizona public schools and any private schools that compete against them to expressly designate their interscholastic athletics teams based on biological sex of the participating students. The AIA says 14 to 15 trans student athletes have been approved to play under its existing guidelines, which have been in place for almost 10 years. AIA Executive Director David Hines says the organization is required to follow this law.
With Governor Ducey signing the transgender bill, over the last 10 or 12 years, we have had a policy on transgender that we have followed. But with the signing of this bill, then we will be required to follow state law, and we will do that.
Equality Arizona reacting to SB 1165 and 1138, saying to the trans youth of Arizona, to trans adults, to the families and loved ones of trans youth and adults, your life is valuable beyond measure. Today is a setback, but it is not the end. Meantime, SB 1138 won't take effect until after March 31st, 2023. The bill is delayed so that minors who are currently on puberty-blocking drugs or hormones have time to discontinue or speak with their doctor. The governor also signing two other major bills, one requiring anyone who votes for president, whether by mail or in person, to prove their citizenship. The other banning abortions after 15 weeks with no exceptions for cases of rape or incest. All four of today's major bills are expected to face stiff legal challenges. Well, don't expect food prices to go down this year. The new USDA predicts that you will be paying up to 4% more at the grocery store. Common items like milk and cheese could cost 4 to 5% more, with poultry costing up to 7% more. Some of the reasons why: new lockdowns in China, slowing the supply chain, the war in Ukraine, limiting shipments of wheat and corn. And since the region is one of the top exporters, it's a factor. Then, of course, there's gas prices.
It's called rockets and feathers, meaning when the price goes up of the price per barrel, that means your gas station price goes up like a rocket. When the price comes down per barrel, the gas station price comes down like a feather.
Gas prices are expected to level out next year, but still well above $3 a gallon. Wildfire Watch now, and firefighters are focused on making preparations for the weeks and months ahead as the fire season starts to ramp up, of course, with temperatures on the rise. To be on the front lines, these firefighters have to take an annual refresher course. The training focuses on skills they'll need to fight wildfires, as well as strengthening communications between different fire jurisdictions. They use mock scenarios like how to use fire shelters, but we're told that's always the last resort, and their goal is to obviously keep them out of harm's way. Along with the physical training, there's also the mental component for firefighters who've been doing this for decades. Fire officials say this year's fire season is expected to be similar to last year, when we saw catastrophic fires across the state. Well, as things start to warm up, more people are headed outside, and Saguaro National Park is seeing a record number of visitors over the past year. Park officials saying more than 1 million people stopped by in 2021. That's a big change from the 762,000 who showed up in 2020. And now the park is looking to make some improvements to the trails and to the visitor center. Park officials looking at ways to do that right now.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens with a look at your forecast as we start to warm things back up here in the valley. A few clouds passing through tomorrow, but the forecast does look dry. Temperatures in the 50s to start the day, upper 60s at 9 and upper 70s at lunchtime, then low 80s in the afternoon forecast, with pretty much near normal temperatures across the valley and across much of the state for tomorrow. Winds in the valley will be light, but it is going to get breezy across northern Arizona. West-southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, gust at 25 all along the I-40 corridor and along the Mogollon Rim for tomorrow afternoon. Here in the valley, light winds heading into the weekend. 80s back in the forecast and warming up all the way up to 87 on Saturday. We'll level off a bit Sunday and Monday, and then breezes pick up and temperatures start to warm up by Tuesday and Wednesday. We're tracking 90s back here in the valley.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.